Hello, everyone, and welcome to Simply Spirit. I hope everyone is having a great Sunday and had a great weekend. If you are like us, those of us in Indiana, you may have got some snow. It's actually snowing right now, and I'm not really happy about that. I'm not a fan of snow, but it is what it is, right? So, this week we are going to be talking about how to. Hi, Greg. Hi, Julie. How to manifest the life that you want. And we're going to go a little bit beyond just creating a vision board. Vision boards are a great way in order to do that, but we're going to take it a little farther than that tonight. So, hi, Kelly. Hi, Devin. How's everyone doing? Um, as I was saying, vision boards are a great way to start out to manifest your life, your perfect life, what's perfect for you. But another way that you can actually manifest your life is by working with the moon phases. And we're going to talk about that tonight. And we're going to talk about some other things too that you can kind of use to help make your life what you want it to be. So, I'm sure a lot of people have heard about numerology, and I'm not going to go into a lot of the numerology, but if that's something that you would like to hear about, we can talk about that in another episode. But based on the numbers, the number of your name can determine a lot of different things. For instance, my name actually has a lot of fives. Like it's the letter is a number five. So there's like five or six fives in my name. So with being a number five, it's about doing things very energetic and very much a leader and not a follower. So that's kind of something to kind of check into as well. And all those positive things can help you to manifest the life that you want. And even though that you may have some negative things in there, for instance, as an Aries, I'm great at starting things, but when it comes to finishing them, I don't always like to finish things. So the way for me to kind of flip that to a positive is to continue to focus on the end result. And as I focus on the end result, that gives me that little extra push that I need to get the job completed. And I also know that when I get that job completed or that task completed, then I can move on to the next thing of whatever it happens to be that I'm working on. And that's something to really think about too, is to really get to know who you are. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? How can you turn something that's a little bit of a weakness into something that's a positive? And one of the ways to kind of do that is to kind of reward yourself a little bit to let you know that, okay, if I get this done, then I can do, this. Maybe you want to go out with your friends, or there's a new pair of shoes that you want, or some new crystals that you want. So, that kind of helps to keep you motivated and to keep you going in the right direction. So, I mentioned working with the moon. And when it comes to the moon phases, when there is a new moon, that's when you want to start to put your ideas together, right? That's when you want to start thinking about things. What is it that you really want to accomplish? And then on the third quarter, you're going to release the things that isn't working. So let's say you've tried a few things and you're decided, okay, well, this doesn't work for what I'm wanting to do. Or maybe you have achieved that. You've manifested that in your life and you no longer need to worry about that, so you can let that go. And that's pretty much how you start to do that with the moon phases. But really, let's start talking about what does manifesting your life mean? What do we mean by manifesting anything? Manifesting is basically aligning your thoughts, your ideas, what you want with the universe so that you can have live your best life. I mean, that's really what that's all about. And a lot of people seem to think that they can just say something and that it's going to happen. And that's simply not true. You actually have to do your part as well, even though you're saying it. I mean, that's the first thing. You want to put it out there in the universe as to what it is that you want. You know, whether you want to um, go somewhere, maybe there's a trip that you want to go on, if you want to go to a concert or whatever it happens to be that you want to happen into your life. In your life, you know, you put it out there, but you also have to take the steps to achieve those too. But then after you've done all of your part of what you needed to do, and as far as you can go with it, then, you know, the rest is up to the universe. And even though we would like things to happen on our time, the universe knows better and what's best for us, and things happen when they're supposed to happen. So I'm going to share something with all of you. So I wanted to go see Elton John in concert, and I kept saying this over and over and over. Now, we were going to Vegas. We already had the tickets bought. You know, the plane was, we had our tickets for the flight. We had our hotel. I mean, we had everything ready to go. And so when we had originally looked to see if Elton John was playing that month, because they switch months, he was not playing. And so Steve looked again, you know, like closer to when we were going to go, and he was playing. So we were able to get tickets. So simply by aligning my thoughts with where we were going already, you know, I was able to manifest those tickets in a way. You know, now, does that mean that it could have fallen apart at the last minute? Absolutely. You know, even though we had the tickets, if I still hadn't kept that momentum, that positive energy going, it could have all fallen apart and we wouldn't have got to see Elton John in concert, right? The same way when I wanted to go see Teresa Caputo. I kept saying I want to go see her. It was, you know, for my birthday. And again, Steve had looked to see if there were tickets on the lower floor because we didn't want to sit. He didn't want to sit around. I think it was like, I don't want to say it was a school, but it had like almost like a school where you would see bleachers and that kind of thing. And so he didn't want to sit there, and he kept wanting to see if we could sit down on the floor closer to where she was. And hi everyone. And yeah, absolutely, Devin. Yeah, shifting to manifesting things is great. Manifestation. And so he looked back again, and there were two spots on the floor. Like, no joke. I was so happy. I cried because I really wanted to go. And so those are just two things that I was able to do just by being positive, speaking it out into the universe. And, you know, once I had done that, we followed up with seeing, and that's really what you have to do. You have to put some action behind those words. And then, you know, at that point, it's either going to work or it's not. Thank you, Devin. Thank you. Thank you so much. And by the way, if you haven't seen Devin's show, I do want to get this out there because I'm so proud of her. She was just on, I don't even know the radio show, but she was on a radio show, and I will make sure that I share the link when we're done with this live because she just did an amazing job, and I just want everybody to go and listen to that because I just love her. You know, she's awesome, and I'm so proud of you, girl. Absolutely proud of you. You did a great job, and yeah, I think everybody should hear what Devin has to say. So, anyways, back to manifesting our best life, right? Um, who else do we have here? Hi, Heidi. Hi, Carrie. How are ya? Oh, I miss you too. Hopefully, we'll get to see everybody soon. Um, hopefully, fingers crossed, right? Hopefully, we'll get to do some investigations and stuff, right? So, prime example of somebody who manifests their life. Now, you're so welcome. You're so welcome, Devin. Yes. Is that what it's called, Donna Para X? Like, I can't remember names. I'm horrible with I'm horrible with names and radio shows and all that stuff. So, but yeah, if somebody could put the link there, I would greatly appreciate that. I'm definitely going to put it in the comments when I'm finished too. But if somebody could go ahead and put that there, that would be really awesome. I would greatly appreciate it. Um, so, anyways, a friend of mine, a friend of Steve's too, is really good at manifesting what he wants in life. And he's very focused on what he wants. And, he comes up with a plan of what he wants, he states it, and he focuses on that. And he does his part of taking the steps needed to get the life that he wants. And then there is another person that I know. I'm going to give you two examples here. Yeah, there's another person who was told that whatever year it was, and I think it was like a couple years ago, that was going to be the year that they made a lot of money, right? Well, the person who was told this didn't do anything. They just thought, okay, well, I'm going to put it out there. This person said this is what was going to happen. I'm not going to do anything, and money is just going to come to me. So they thought. And that didn't happen. But the person who set the intentions, who had the positive energy, who had the positive thoughts, who did the mantras, who did the work, they achieved everything that they wanted at that time. Everything that they wanted, that they had on that list, was achieved. And now this person is working on something else. And I know that this person will achieve everything that they want to do and then some. Whatever they're wanting to do, they will go above and beyond what it is they want in life. That's just who they are. They are a born leader, and they don't settle for second best. I mean, they literally go for it all out. And that's really what you have to do. It's not just saying, okay, well, I want, we're going to use a pair of shoes, for example. All right. So it's not just saying, hey, I want a pair of shoes, and then you don't do anything. You have to take the steps necessary in order to get those shoes, right? You're going to have to go to work or do whatever it is that you do, save money, put, especially if they're really expensive shoes, right? Because they are some pretty expensive shoes out there. And if they're really expensive, you're going to have to save up for those shoes. And so you do your part. And let's say you find them at a department store that, you have your eye on them, right? And you hope that nobody buys your size. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one who has that happen. You find a pair of shoes that you like, and you go to look for your size, and they're never there, right? So you keep manifesting that, and the size is going to be there. You keep thinking, and you keep saying the size is going to be there when you're ready and everything else. And you're going to find it at a better price. So as it goes, you get the money saved up, whatever it has to do, you go back, and there are the shoes. They land in your lap, and you have your shoes. That's one way that you can manifest things in your life. And if you've never done it before, I do suggest starting out with something really small that is attainable. Again, this could be a pair of shoes. It could be any other type of clothing. It could be a restaurant that you want to go to. It could be a location that for all of us who are paranormal investigators, it could be a place that you want to investigate. That's the kind of things that you manifest. Right now, what I'm working on is manifesting hanging out with Devin and with Scotty and with Greg and everybody else. That's what I want to happen. So that's something that I'm really focused on right now. And it's going to happen. And that's really what you have to be positive about it. You can't say 1 minute that it's going to happen and then, but in the back of your mind, be like, oh my gosh, it's not going to happen. It's really never going to happen. Or get disappointed when something gets in the way. Like, it just means it's not that time for you to go do whatever it is that you wanted to do, or whatever the case may be. Maybe that pair of shoes isn't the right pair of shoes for you. Maybe there's another one that's coming up that's even better. That's one thing that you have to look at. But you also need to have the mindset to go with that. And being very positive is very important. Now I've mentioned a few times about a vision boards and a vision board, and sometimes that's really the simplest way to start, especially if you're a beginner. And that's really just taking a piece of paper or a poster board, whatever it happens to be, and cut out pictures that you want to bring into your life, write words down, whatever it happens to be. That's really the basic first step of that. But then the next step is going to be getting your mindset correct. And it's going to be being very clear and very positive on what exactly that it is you want. Because if you don't and you say, I want this, the universe really doesn't know what I want this is. If you say, I have this, I will be doing this, or I will do this, the universe understands that. But if you say, I don't want, the universe doesn't understand, I don't want, but they will definitely give you more of what you don't want. And another thing too is being grateful for what you do have. Gratitude goes a long way when it comes to manifesting the life that you want. Being grateful for what you already have tells the universe, hey, I want more of these great things that I already have. And so the universe will help you to achieve whatever it is that you are wanting at that time. And not just, using your words as that, but looking at everything. If you do have a vision board, looking at what it is that you've put on that vision board every single day. You can put these in your journal. You can put them on your bathroom wall. I know some people who put them on their refrigerator door. I mean, they put them in so many different places, right? Because they really want these things to happen. And so that's some of the ways that you can actually do that. Now, when it comes to working with the moon's energy, if you're going to do stuff with the moon based on the moon energy and based on a new moon, you can actually do a ritual to bring things in. And this can be something that, such as lighting a candle and writing something down that you want to bring into your life on something like a bay leaf, and just letting it burn and letting it go out into the universe and being grateful, showing gratitude as if you've already achieved whatever it is that you want. In the same way, when you are releasing things, you can still use the same method with a candle and writing things down on a bay leaf that you want to release or let go. It's the same type of thing. Or you can write stuff down on a piece of paper. Now, if you want to write it down on a piece of paper and you're wanting to bring it into your life, what you want to do is fold the paper toward you. I'm going to write it down on a little piece of paper. Fold the paper. Let me see if I can do something here. I have some Post-it notes. I have to tear off my notes from today's class. As usual. I always have notes everywhere. My desk is a hot mess. Okay, so we have this piece of paper, right? So we're going to write something on there. Let's see. What do I want to bring? What do I want to write? So we're going to put on here to investigate with Devin and with Greg, Scotty, and Sharon. So that's what I wrote after I got my little pen to write. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this toward me each and every time. Like, I'm going to fold it this way. And if I turn it this way, I'm still going to fold it toward me like this. And then I'm going to fold it again toward me. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like this. And then I'm bringing it toward me. So that's what I can do. And you can either put this underneath a crystal on your meditation space, your altar, whichever you want to call it. Or you can actually just burn this and let it go. And that's, that's that's how you do that. Now, if you want to release something, you're going to do just the opposite. I mean, you are going to write it down. I mean, that's going to be what you write down. But instead of folding it toward you, you're going to fold it away from you. Because you want stuff to go away, right? You don't want to bring stuff into your space that you don't want. You want it to go away from you. So again, it's going to be the same thing, but you're going to do that on the third quarter moon. You're not going to do that on the new moon or anything else. You're going to do that on a quarter moon. And that is also a great time if you have old habits that you really want to release. Like I say a lot during shows, and I really need to kind of break that, So, on the third quarter moon, I will be writing down that I want to not do that anymore. I don't want to use that word. As I just said, as I'm doing my shows, I don't want to say that so much, right? So that's what I'm going to write down on a piece of paper to kind of release that. And I know I talked about numerology, and you can use that as well. Numerology is a great thing to kind of learn about who you are. What makes you you? What makes, what are the positive things about you? What are the negative things about you? And once you start to know all of that, then it starts to help you to be able to figure out ways that you can manifest and bring things into your life even more. It helps you to learn how to take those things that may not be the best positive thing and turn it into something that's really positive just by flipping the switch, so to speak, on what it is that you need to transform. So maybe, you don't like to get up early in the morning, but you know that you need to get in some exercise, right? So it's 3 days a week that you really need to do it for like 30 minutes. And so one of the things that you can do is set your alarm 30 minutes earlier. But if you know that, it's hard for you to give up. Right? Is that chanting? We can use it as chanting. We will definitely have to think about that one. But what you can do if it's really hard for you to get up is maybe set your alarm a little farther away than usual, just so that you get into the habit of that. And another thing too, it does take 30 days in order for a new habit to form. So if you're not used to being positive, if you're not used to getting up in the morning and doing that, or you're not used to writing in a gratitude journal, it takes 30 days. So give yourself at least 30 days to, yes, you can manifest a new bass boat. Absolutely. Absolutely. Put which one you want on a vision board, put it in your mind, and visualize yourself already in that boat on a lake and you're fishing. And then once you've done that, then start to do your part. Even if it means that you need to put back $5 or $10 a week until you have enough saved up to get the boat that you want. Yes, Sharon, it sure does. All good things come with gratitude. Absolutely. Yes, Devin, you're so right. She says, when I'm having a super bad day, I can always start to turn it around with gratitude? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's one of the greatest things that you can do. And not only just starting a gratitude journal, you can actually start a gratitude jar. And it's something that you don't really think about, but it can make your day a lot better. So, what a gratitude jar is about is any kind of jar. I mean, it can be a box. Doesn't have to be a jar. It can be a box. Whatever you have handy. It doesn't have to be anything special. But you can make it special. You can paint it. You can decoupage it. You can do whatever you want to it, right? And so every time that you have a great experience, we're going to use Devin as an example because, I love her and I am very proud of her. So she did her show yesterday. She was on a radio show. And so, Devin, write that down. Write all about that and put it in your gratitude jar, your gratitude box, whatever you want to call it. And so the next time that you're having a bad day or you're just not feeling the greatest in the world, pull one of those out and read it and go back and remember that time when you did this. And you can do that with what you want to manifest in your life too. You can write those things down and put them in there so that when you are feeling kind of down or you're just not having the greatest day in the world, you can go back and you can pull that out and look at that piece of paper and be like, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing. And it can switch your mindset. You can change your entire mind and make your day even better. And yes, worrying does slow down. It does put a block on what you're trying to do, and being very negative and negativity. Absolutely. And that brings me to another point. When you're around a lot of people who are negative, it can really just, turn your whole day upside down. And it can make you feel like that, what's the point of doing something? Oh my gosh, they're saying I can't do it, so I really must not be able to do it, type of thing. Thanks, Carrie. Yay! I'm glad you are. Carrie is one of our members, and let me tell you, I don't know where this lady gets her energy or even how she gets some sleep. I think Dave needs to step up to the plate and start making some of the chocolate bombs. Is that what they are? I don't even know what you're creating now. Anyway, she creates all of these chocolate goodies, and I know she's working on Valentine's Day stuff. And you do ship those, right, Carrie? I don't want to say you ship them if you don't ship them. I think she does ship those. Hey, Carrie, can you put the name of your page in the chat, please? But she does. She creates a lot of great stuff, and she's just amazing. And she does really great at manifesting what she wants in her life. And yeah, you guys will just have to go check out her page too. Give it a like, all that good stuff. To bring in money, yes, Kelly, absolutely. That's something that we all need. And here's something when it comes to money. Be specific of the amount that you want, right? Like, don't just say, oh, I want to manifest money, because you may only get $20. So if you have a specific amount in mind, then put that down. Put that on the board. That's what you want. That amount of money. Sometimes, you might only need it for just, to pay certain bills. Maybe there's something unexpected that's come up. And you put it out to the universe, hey, I need this amount. Well, you may be able to pick up a couple extra shifts where you work, or in some of our cases, we may have some extra readings come in, and that helps to balance out what we need. That helps us to manifest what we need. So be very specific in what you're asking for. Your words have power, and saying it, even though you think, okay, well, I did say this, But if you're saying it in a way that, instead of saying that I want instead of I have, can confuse the universe. So be very specific and don't ask for something and then say you don't want something else, because again, you're going to confuse the heck out of the universe and they're going to give you more of what you don't want. And that's not something that we want at all. So be very careful of what you're doing. Hi, Amanda. How are you? Hello. How are you? Leshki. How do you pronounce your name? Is it Leshki? Yeah, I'm horrible with pronouncing names. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes I am. Who else do we have here? Thank you. This is going to be my new signature look. My new color. We went from blonde to pink. Sharon's already given me the nickname of Pinky. So I guess that's what we're going to be doing. Hey, Kim, how are you doing? I hope your day is a lot better. I know we were talking a little bit last night about cleansing your space, and hopefully things are a lot better. You wrote yourself a check but forgot about it. You have to go find it. Absolutely. Yeah, that's one way. That's one thing that you can do, is to write yourself a check and put it away. I think that was part of The Secret. When it came to, I think there's a movie out about The Secret, but there's also a book about The Secret. A friend of mine, is somehow, I think her husband is related to the author. But I'm not really sure. I see more Frenchie. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely, from Greece. Well, keep working on it, Kelly. Keep working on that amount. What I would suggest is to write down an amount that you actually need, and see what happens. And that's the other thing too. When you go to manifest for something, or when you want something in your life, oh, you didn't get a notification? Aw. Well, maybe next time you will. You have a check on your vision board? Yeah, absolutely. I think that's really cool. There are some things that, if you're asking to be taller, problem is that's probably not going to happen. So, be realistic when it comes to some of your things that you're trying to manifest in your life. I mean, there are just some things that we just can't change, like how tall we are, or how short we are. In my case, in a perfect world, I'd be taller, but hey, that's not going to happen. So let's focus on something else. And, another thing too, a lot of people get hung up on numbers when it comes to weight loss. And one of the things that I've learned, and I used to be really bad about that. I used to be really bad about weighing a certain amount on the scale. And one of the things that I have learned is that it's not the number on the scale that's important. The important thing is that you're healthy. And if I get really caught up in a number on a scale, that can be really, really bad. Years ago, when I was in high school, I actually was really focused on the numbers on the scale, and actually weighed like 90 pounds. And so I have to be very careful of that. So now I just focus on how I feel and how my clothes feel, because I can easily switch back into that mindset and pay attention to every little thing that I choose to eat or not eat. And I don't want to go that route. So that's something that I have to do. Well, I'm glad that you saw it. I'm glad that you saw it and that you joined in. Hey, that's awesome, Donna. She says, I wrote myself a check and a few months later, the bank increased my credit card $2,000. See, and that's really how that works. Awesome. I'm so happy for you. That's amazing. Nope, just eating better, tracking food, and walking a few days a week. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the only way to do that. Otherwise, like I said, it can get you into trouble, especially for me. I can switch on a dime and restrict what I'm eating, how much I'm eating, and move food around to where it makes it look like I've eaten when I haven't eaten at all. So, you have to be very careful of that. So, what are some ways that you guys, other than writing a check, what are some ways that you guys manifest? I can help you rock some crazy colors. Yeah. Well, I don't think my stylist would be very happy with that. We have an agreement, I guess. Well, she has an agreement. She says she says that I'm the only person that she's going to do this color hair for. So I guess I'm the only one that's going to have this hair from her. She doesn't like to do the what does she call it? I can't remember what she calls the colors. The fashion colors, I think is what she calls them. She doesn't like to do the fashion colors. She's good with, she likes to do regular color, but she doesn't like to do the pinks, the blues, and the purples. It gets her out of her comfort zone, and she knows I'm going to push her out of her comfort zone out all the time. So we definitely did that, and so now she's really happy that she did, and so it'll be a lot easier for her to do my hair the next time. You've got a manifesting journal. You write in it like I've already received what I want. And yeah, that's really it. That's what you have to do, Kat, is to write it as if you've already have it, and or that you're already living that life. And you have to do your part, and but you also need to know, like Devin and I have talked about this before, you have to know when, how far to go with it. You have to know when enough's enough and too much is too much. And you can, once you know you've done all the steps and you've taken all the steps that you've needed to do to get from point A to point B, then you have to let it go and let the universe do its thing. You don't forget about it. You still stay positive with it, but you let it go. And that's something to kind of think about too. You don't want to keep beating something over and over and over, beating a dead horse, I guess, basically, is what I'm trying to say. You don't want to keep doing that when you know that you've done all that you can do, and just let it go. And sometimes, and something else that you want to think about too is every year at the beginning of the year, and again, like I said, Devin and I have talked about this on her channel, on her show. Her show's called Truth Bumps. It's on Thursday nights, and we talked about this on her show. And we talked about the new year and bringing in those things that we want in life, and the difference between a resolution, a New Year's, I think it's called a resolution. I never call them that anymore. I've heard of them, and before I knew really what they were, I used to say that too, like as a teenager or something. But yeah, so we've talked about that, and you really do. You have to know when to stop. Yes, the universe does give you opportunities to make money, but doesn't give it away if you're not willing to work for it. Absolutely, Donna. Absolutely. And you also have to know when the universe is giving you a gift. And if you don't know the difference between that, then you could miss out on a lot of opportunities that come your way. Back to mommy and kiddo time. Hopefully, remember. Oh, we'll remind you. We'll send you a reminder for tomorrow. And what she's talking about, everyone, is on Monday nights at 6:30 Central Time, there is a Psychics Unite meeting. If you look for one of the Psychics Unite chapters, you will find all the information, or you can go to psychicsunite.com and you will find the information there. Yes, New Year's resolution. Thank you, Amanda. Yes, and that's true. The more you give, the more you get. That's very true. Most people don't see that. Most people think that they need to keep everything to themselves because if they give it away, there's nothing left for them. And that's absolutely not true. The more you give to other people, and the more you'll get back in return. And it doesn't have to be money. It can be your time, and time is worth more than anything else that you can give a person. Giving somebody your undivided attention is amazing and priceless and can do a world of good for somebody else. You never know what just a simple thing, a simple smile can do to turn somebody else's day around. So that's so very true. That is very, very true on that part. So, but yeah, so what are some other ways that you guys like to manifest? Something else that I know what I was going to say earlier, and things that you manifested from the year before. Let's say you achieved going to, I don't know, whatever trip that you wanted to go on, right? You went to the trip, you met certain people that you wanted to meet, you bought that tarot deck that you wanted, whatever it happens to be, right? Those are the things that you wanted. Put those on your vision board for the following year. And the reason why you want to do that, or even in your jar or your box that you have, is so that it keeps that momentum going. You want that good positive energy to keep going. And the other thing you want to do when it comes to manifesting your life is to be around like-minded people. You want to surround yourself with people who are positive, who share the same ideas and thoughts as you. Because it only takes one person that's in a negative space that can really bring you down and can really make you start to question yourself. You start to doubt yourself. And if you've grown up that way, it makes it really difficult because it takes a lot of positive affirmations, a lot of positive words to kind of turn that around. And, there are a lot of people who go through a lot of different things. They go through mental abuse and verbal abuse and physical abuse. And, the mental and the verbal can be worse than the physical. The physical heals, right? Like we've all had cuts and bruises and everything else. And we don't remember those bruises or those cuts. But what we remember is the words that were said to us. You can be slapped, and yeah, that stings for a while and you remember that. But if somebody says something really horrible to you that says, "Oh, you're nothing, you're worthless," all of that stuff, that sticks in your head and plays with your mind more than anything else will. And so if you have that mindset, that's one of the first things that you're going to need to break is to, even though you're saying, "I'm worthy of love, I'm a great person," all this other stuff. You might be saying that out loud, but if you're not believing it yourself, then how is the universe going to know what you really want? So while you're thinking it and you're saying it, you really have to believe it in your heart space. And that's really where it has to come. You have to really know it in your soul that you are worthy and that you are amazing and you are wonderful. Yes, absolutely. And Kim, you are amazing and you are wonderful, and don't let anyone ever tell you anything ever different. So you always need to do that. You always need to turn that mindset. And that takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of work to change the mindset, especially if you've been in an abusive relationship. It can really stop you from having your best life. It can stop you from really manifesting what it is that you want in your life or deserve in your life. And, nobody deserves to be abused in any way, shape, or form. And so once you know that, start changing that mindset. Again, it takes 30 days to make a new brainwave pattern so that it becomes a new reality. And that means saying that over and over and over. You were doing longer. And what is your hubby doing, Carrie? He's not doing laundry. Shame on him. Tell Dave to go do the laundry. Can you post the link, Carrie, to your page? Please. Can somebody post it? Carrie, I'm sure you can. Or Julie, if you're still here, can you go to her page and post that link? She does some amazing things. I don't think she ever sleeps. Yes, Julie, I know you are. And, you're getting there. I know you've been working on that for a long time. And you're working on some journals and everything else. And I think it's amazing. And I'm proud of how far you've come. You've come a long way in just the short amount of time that I've known you. And keep going. Keep going with it. You're doing really good and great. And yeah, it sure is. It's definitely hard. It is. And but it can be done. Greg says that's why I self-cleanse morning and night during my meditations. Absolutely. Absolutely. And one thing that you can do in the shower is to watch all the things just go down the drain. All of the negative thoughts. Oh, I love you too, Scotty. All the negative things from the day, from everybody's opinions and thoughts, or, everybody being in a hurry and not paying attention to things. Just let it go down the drain. Just visualize all the gunk just going down. And then surrounding yourself in a bubble. I know one of the ladies that is part of Psychics Unite, she always talks about taking letting the bubble come from the belly button, right, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to leave anybody out. So letting it come from the belly button and surrounding yourself in this bubble. And it's a great way to protect yourself from all the gunk. Oh, Julie, you're so welcome. You are so welcome. Oh, thank you, Devin. Fake it till you make it. Well, yeah, you could, but you know what? Why fake it? Live it. You don't worry about faking it. Just live it. Just live your life the way that is your best life. That's really all you need to do. Just be present and live life on your terms. So, I'm manifesting $700 this week. Visualize to a T is so important. Absolutely it is. Play it in your head 100 times a day if you have to. Yes, absolutely, Carrie. It is very important. And that's something, every day, look at that. Pull it out on your phone. If you want to take a picture of it, write it down. Whatever you have to do, just make sure you look at it every single day. Look at it when you get up in the morning. Look at it before you go to bed. Some people put it on their mirrors. Some people put it on the refrigerator. Some people put it on Pinterest, and your journal and your planner. We all have planners, right? I think that's the big thing, is everybody has planners. So make sure you do all of that stuff and repeat some positive words, even if it's just a positive affirmation. It's something that's really important that you need to do no matter what it is in life that you want to do. Make sure that you have some positive affirmations and surround yourself with positive people. I can't stress that enough. A lot of people don't realize that being around positive people is more important than writing something down. Because when you are around that positive energy, that just inspires you to do even more. When you're in a great mood and you're in a great headspace, you just want to do. You want to give more and more and more. And when you give more, just like Sharon has said, the more you give, the more it comes back to you. So always keep that in mind. I've been in a bubble. I am just starting to come out. I have been in a relationship for 8 years and walked away. Starting over is so hard. Yes, Kim, it is. It is, honey. I totally understand where you're coming from, and it does get easier. It does get better. And I'm sure you're going to have a lot of unconditioning to do, I guess is a good way to say it. But you will get there. I promise you, you will get there. It's not easy, but you will get it. You'll get to where you want to be. I promise you that. So, does anybody have any other tips that they want to share about manifesting, numerology, astrology? And that's the other thing too. Look at your astrology chart. You know, what is your sun and your moon? In my case, I'm on fire, guys. I'm an Aries. Aries sun, Aries moon. All about starting things. Definitely a leader, not a follower. You never want to be a follower no matter what your sign is. You know, we are all leaders here. We are all leaders of our own life. And it's time that we all take control of our lives and our destiny and do what's best for us. You know, as kids, our parents wrote on our slate, so to speak, and they molded and shaped us into who we are today, or who we became as adults. And it's okay to let go of those old thoughts, those old beliefs that we don't really believe, but our parents do. It's okay to let those go. It's okay to be who you're meant to be, and it's okay to live the life that you want to live. It's time, as a child, you don't have a choice. You know, you have to do what you're told. But as an adult, if you continue to do the things that you were taught as a child that doesn't bring you joy and happiness, then you're at fault. You have the choice as an adult to change what you do, how you do things, what you say, where you live, who your friends are, who you're married to, and everything in between. So live your best life by being true to who you are, and manifest the life that you want by being positive and working for what it is that you want. Put out into the universe what it is that you want and do your part as well. Nothing is out of reach. It may not happen in the time that you want it, but it will happen. If it's meant for you to have in your life, and if it's meant for you to be in certain places or with certain people, it will happen. It'll just be on the divine time of the universe and for what will be your perfect life. And with that, you're welcome, Greg. You're welcome. And yes, from one Aries to another. That's right. You are definitely an Aries too. A lot of fire in the house, right? Yes, Julie, I know. I love it. Oh, that's cool, Kim. We'll have to, I'll help you with some things when it comes to being a Scorpio. I'll talk to you after the show. So with that, guys, I'm going to wrap it up for the night. I'm sure everybody is tired, and I hope everyone had a great weekend, and I hope you have a great week. And just always remember to, you know, surround yourself with with positive people. Surround yourself with love. Love yourself. You know, that's number one. It takes a lot of girls, boys, to erase a lot of the negative things that we've had said to us at different points and times in our life. So, thank you, Donna. Thank you, everyone, for watching and for being here. I so appreciate each and every one of you. And be sure to watch everybody else's show next week. We're going to start the week off with Monday. We have our Psychics Unite meeting, 6:30 Central on Zoom. You can go to psychicsunite.com and you'll find the link. The amazing, lovely Devin actually posts that up into all the groups each week. And then on Tuesday, we have Oracle Tuesday with Sharon, and it's on the Shadow Hunters Paranormal and Events page. Is that how it said? I'm not sure. Paranormal and Events? I don't know. I think it's Paranormal and Events. Anyways, look for Shadow Hunters. That's what you type in, Shadow Hunters, and you will find it. But on Tuesday, 7 o'clock Central, we have Oracle Tuesday with Sharon. And she does some amazing readings. She is just the most amazing, beautiful lady in the world. And then on Wednesday, we have Scotty Rourke, with some amazing guests. And I'm not sure who he has on his show this week, but I know it's going to be amazing. Again, it's on Shadow Hunters. It's at 7 o'clock. And then on Thursday, we have Devin Evans with Truth Bumps at 7 p.m. Central, again on the Shadow Hunters Paranormal page. Shadow Hunters Paranormal Investigations and Events page. Thank you, Devin. I'm going to need to write a note so I have that name written down. So on Thursday, that is her show. And then on Friday, we have the amazing, the wonderful paranormal investigator. We have Mr. Greg Koss with his show, The Shadow Hour. And again, it's at 7 o'clock Central Time on Shadow Hunters Paranormal Investigations and Events page. And then again on Sunday, which is next Sunday, on my show, Simply Spirit, at 7 Central. We'll be back with another episode. And next week, I have Devin Evans on my show. So be sure to tune in. Be sure to tell all of your friends, because we are going to be talking about some amazing topics. Or a amazing topic, which always goes into a lot of different topics. Anyways, until next week, have a great time. See you guys later. Bye-bye.